Good morning, students. Today's lesson, Unit 10, Types of Chemical Reactions. Unit 10, Types of Chemical Reactions. Today's topic, Precipitation and Neutralization Reactions. Precipitation and Neutralization Reaction. The activity, take a pinch of silver nitrate crystals. Collect about 5 ml of tap water in a test tube. Add the silver nitrate crystals to water and shake well. Observe what happened in the test tube. The reaction between silver nitrate and tap water. Add the silver nitrate crystals to water and shake well. What is the reaction? The tap water contains magnesium and calcium chloride. Tap water contains magnesium chloride and calcium chloride. This is the example for precipitation reaction. This is the chemical reaction of activity 10.2. A precipitation reaction. Tap water contains calcium chloride CaCl2 and magnesium chloride MgCl2. Both calcium chloride and magnesium chloride reacted with silver nitrate. What is the product? What you observe in the test tube? This is the precipitate, silver chloride. Precipitate is formed. This is a precipitate. The downward arrow mark indicates precipitate is formed. This is a formation of silver chloride. Tap water contains calcium chloride and magnesium chloride. The reaction between magnesium chloride and silver nitrate, MgCl2 plus 2AgNO3, AgNO3 silver nitrate, MgCl2 magnesium chloride, to form silver chloride. Silver combined with chlorine to form silver chloride, and magnesium combined with nitrate. So this is a magnesium nitrate is a byproduct. So this is also the example of a double displacement reaction. Silver combined with chlorine. This is the first displacement, and the second one magnesium combined with nitrate. This is an example for double displacement reaction also. In this reaction, after the reaction of magnesium chloride and silver nitrate to form silver chloride white precipitate. This is silver chloride white precipitate. The downward arrow mark indicate precipitate. Then magnesium nitrate also formed. The second reaction, calcium chloride CaCl2 reacted with silver nitrate to form silver combined with the chlorine to form silver chloride. Then calcium combined with the nitrate to form calcium nitrate. This is also the example of double displacement reaction. First displacement, silver combined with chlorine. The second one, calcium combined with nitrate. Silver chloride and calcium nitrate. Two different products are formed. In this reaction also, silver chloride is formed. This is white color precipitate. The downward arrow mark indicate a precipitate. Calcium nitrate is the product. This is the example for precipitation reaction. This is overall reactions. The reaction between tap water and silver nitrate. Another type of displacement reaction in which the acid reacts with the base. Any type of acid react with the base to form a salt and water. It is called neutralization reaction. This is important. What is neutralization reaction? A type of displacement reaction. This is also the type of displacement reaction In this reaction, in which the acid reacts with the base to form a salt and water. It is called neutralization reaction. In this reaction, as both acid and base neutralize each other to form salt and water. This is also the example of neutralization reaction. Acid plus base gives salt and water. The reaction between an acid and a base. It produces a salt and water neutralization reaction. The other examples of neutralization reaction. The reaction between acid and alkali. Alkali means base to produce salt and water. Hydrochloric acid reacted with sodium hydroxide HCl plus NaOH to form NaCl. Na combined with Cl to form NaCl, salt, and then OH and H, 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, so H2O. Water is the byproduct. HCl reacted with the sodium hydroxide. This is acid, hydrochloric acid. This is a base, sodium hydroxide. This is base or alkali. Alkali means bases dissolved in water. This is called alkali. Bases plus acid. One acid, one base reacted together to form a salt and water. The second reaction, HNO3, nitric acid, is reacted with magnesium hydroxide. The HNO3 is the acid, and magnesium hydroxide is the base. One acid plus one base to form magnesium nitrate. Magnesium nitrate. This is a salt and water. This is also neutralization reaction. Any acid reacted with the base to form salt and water. The third reaction, acetic acid. CH3COOH plus NaOH. NaOH, Na plus COO. Na. Okay. Na combined with COO, CH3. Okay. CH3COO, Na, sodium acetate, and water. This is the salt. In these three reactions, one acid reacted with one base to form salt and water. So this is neutralization reaction. A reaction of sodium hydroxide with hydrochloric acid is a typical neutralization reaction. This is also one of the neutralization reaction. Reaction of sodium hydroxide NaOH with hydrochloric acid HCl. This is neutralization reaction. Sodium replaces hydrogen from hydrochloric acid, forming sodium chloride NaCl, a neutral soluble salt, that is NaCl. The reaction sodium hydroxide plus hydrochloric acid to form sodium chloride and water. This is a base and this is acid, hydrochloric acid. Sodium hydroxide is the base. The reaction between acid and base to form salt. Sodium chloride is a salt and water. This is also neutralization reaction. Other examples of neutralization reaction. Acid plus base, that is hydrochloric acid plus sodium hydroxide to form NaCl, sodium chloride salt plus water. Then hydrogen bromide plus potassium hydroxide to form K and Br to form KBr, salt, potassium bromide, salt, and water. These are also the other examples of neutralization reaction. When ammonium hydroxide react with nitric acid, the reaction between ammonium hydroxide and nitric acid Ammonium hydroxide with nitric acid, it forms ammonium nitrate and water. HNO3, nitric acid, NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide to form ammonium nitrate, NH4NO3, ammonium nitrate and water. Ammonium hydroxide reacts with nitric acid to form ammonium nitrate, salt and water. Another type of and examples of neutralization. During a neutralization reaction, an acid and a base react to produce a salt and water. Salts are ionic compounds consisting of an anion from an acid and a cation from a base. This is an important one. During neutralization reaction, an acid and a base react to produce a salt and water. Salts are ionic compounds consisting of an anion from an acid and a cation from a base. Hydrochloric acid plus sodium hydroxide, sodium chloride and water is the product. Then sulfuric acid, H2SO4, sulfuric acid plus sodium hydroxide, NaOH and H2SO4, sulfuric acid to form sodium sulfate, Na2SO4 salt and OH plus H to form 2H2O water. Next one, hydrochloric acid reacted with calcium hydroxide, acid plus base, hydrochloric acid plus calcium hydroxide to form calcium and chlorine to form calcium chloride and water is the byproduct. In these three reactions, one of the acid, hydrochloric acid plus sodium hydroxide, the salt is the product. The second one, sulfuric acid plus sodium hydroxide, sodium sulfate, this is the salt and water. Now, in the third reaction, hydrochloric acid plus calcium hydroxide to form calcium chloride and water. In these three reactions to form salt and water. So this is neutralization reaction. Some of the neutralization reactions in our day-to-day life. A chemical reaction in which an acid and a base react, resulting in the formation of a salt, is called neutralization. Acid plus base, salt and water. Examples in everyday life. This is an important use. Examples in everyday life of neutralization reactions. Gastric acid. Excess is neutralized by antacids. This is important in everyday life. The gastric acid, the excess of acid is formed. It is neutralized by antacids. Formic acid of red ant bite is neutralized by rubbing moist baking soda or boric powder. Formic acid of red ant bite is neutralized by rubbing moist baking soda or boric powder. Then, when soil becomes acidic, it's treated with base to neutralize. These are also important in everyday life. First one, gastric acid is neutralized by antacid. Example of antacid, gelycol. Formic acid of a red ant bite is neutralized by rubbing a moist baking soda or boric powder. Third one, when soil becomes acidic, it's treated with base to neutralize. These are also the important reactions of a neutralization reaction. Thank you, student.